DHall, in your opinion, how good is this Redskins defense? If you look at them statistically right now, they're number 2 in yardage, number 3 in points. Aaron Rodgers didn't have overwhelming numbers, but he had a bunch of drops, and there were big plays there. And they actually ran for 5.9 yards per carry. But again, they're giving up less than 15 points a game, and they're number 2 in yardage right now.
Yeah, this Redskins defense is gonna be as good as that front. When they're able to apply pressure and get to the quarterback and even stop the run with that front seven, they're they are a top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 defense in the National Football League. But you also saw in week 2, even though the numbers weren't overwhelming, when they can't stop the run and they are off balance and have to worry about both, that the team struggles a little bit. And so for them, it's about just being consistent. But, I think this defense can be as good of a defense as we've seen in Washington in a long time, since the old school days back when we ran a 4-3. When I first got here, we were ranked 3 or 4 in the National Football League, and then we switched to a 3-4, and had to try to get all new personnel to try to fit that scheme. But I think this defense is going to be as good as that front seven, and the way those guys look, man, watching Payne and Allen and Ioannidis, I mean, it was amazing, man. I saw Ioannidis at one time was getting blocked by a guard, a 330-pound guard. He's pushing the guard, pushed him into Aaron Rodgers, and came down with the sack. Literally still with the guard, and blocking him. And I said, man, that's a grown man play right there.
He's a monster, yeah.
If those guys can continue to do that, the back end is going to be absolutely fine. Dunbar's coming into his own. Josh Norman made some great plays. Swearinger dropped the pick. Monte Nicholson is coming out of nowhere in that ball game. Fabian Monroe was playing great against the slot, and that to me is what's really gone unnoticed, man. The way this really young secondary has not looked young at all. They haven't given up explosive plays. Josh gave up that one play. I still need to watch it a little bit more, because I had a little, I thought they were in quarters coverage where, since Swearinger didn't have a vertical by number 2, he was allowed to jump the slant. Josh should have stayed high for the double move. We call it the and go. Josh has to run with that. I don't know if the communication was off, or if Josh wanted to jump it and it was expecting Swearinger to stay back, because you can do a couple different things as long as you talk about it. But those are the things that consistently they have to be better at. They can't give up plays like that, because in a closer ball game or a couple more completions, if Kendricks don't drop that ball and, a couple other guys make some plays, we might not be celebrating a win right now. And those are the little things that ultimately will beat you if you don't correct them.